on here today, let you know that I've added to the Mom Recharged Healthy Lunchbox series on the membership, and just chat about that a little bit. I've kind of gotten off track. I haven't really been meal planning very well, other than our camping trips. I'll do some meal prep, but then we come home and I don't have anything planned, and we either eat the same thing or just eat something that's not so great. So I'm really excited to get back on track again. So I don't know if you guys are feeling the same way, that like it was so hard you weren't really in that meal planning mode. So it'd be fun to get back to that. This is one of them, and it's Go Green, and this you've probably seen in my post before. I actually got this from a thrift store a few years ago, and we've been loving it. I've never used it. Here, I'll compare it. This is a full-sized, I guess, a kid's backpack, so it's pretty huge. I've never used it for Ashton's lunches or anything. I could see it being used possibly for, I'll open it up, if you put all her snacks and all her, like, everything she was going to eat in there. But it is pretty big, but I do love it for if we're going to go for like a picnic, if we're going to the beach, if we're going on a road trip. So I do love the bento box style lunch kits. Ideally, maybe a little bit smaller than this if it's an everyday lunch box. The Planet Box, I don't have that. That's my favorite lunch box. Planet Box Rover. It's like $60 for the lunch box. But I've talked to people, and they said that they've used it for like 3 years already, and they can see themselves using it for like 6 years. So it's good for kids or parents. It's stainless steel, and it's got lots of different compartments, kind of like this, but a bit smaller. And I love, like I said, I love those little compartments because you can get creative, especially with kids. You can add like maybe a little trail mix thing. You can maybe add some fruit in one. You can add some crackers, some cheese. So it's kind of neat. It's got little dip containers too that come with it. I won't go through all the lunch boxes because I've got them on the blog there. One that we just picked up, I saw these at Walmart, so I actually haven't opened them up yet. I've just saw them online, and Jason picked them up. So I thought this was kind of neat. It actually fits perfectly. So this is called the Rubbermaid Lunch Blocks. I think there's a couple different configurations you can get, or you can get them separately. So they snap into, this is an ice pack on the bottom. And looks like, I'm just gonna try it out now. So this is what we got Ashton. This is what she picked out for her lunch kit. So one thing I don't love about this is I don't love that it's plastic. If I'm gonna do some hot stuff or some liquids or a smoothie, I'm just gonna grab it real quick. Okay, I got some helpers today. So if I'm gonna do liquids, so maybe if I'm gonna do a smoothie, if I'm gonna do her Annie's mac and cheese that have that warmed up, or any like hot liquids, soups or chilies, then I would put it in here. One trick with these, so these are stainless steel. One trick with these is when you're getting your lunch ready, hopefully in the morning before school, you put boiling water or really hot water and pour that in there, and it gets it all nice and warm. And then when you're ready to pour the food in, you dump out the water, and it's hot. It'll stay hot a lot longer. So that works really good. So also, people don't think of packing smoothies. So that could be part of your kid's snack if they love smoothies. You could do like a strawberry banana smoothie. I think I've got a couple of recipes posted in there. So try that out, and then just add a straw, and hopefully it's not too messy for them. Okay, so back to this. We'll have a look at this. So it snaps in. I love this freezer pack. Snaps in place. It's a nice size. So this would be the main lunch kit. So that's a nice size. And then I think I'm gonna buy, I posted in the blog post, you can buy little cupcake liners that are silicone. So that would be really nice if you want extra, if you want it to be more like a bento box and you want extra compartments. So sometimes we don't do sandwiches too often. She doesn't love sandwiches. Other than peanut butter, which we can't take. So I like to do lots more of like kind of like snacky lunches. You can make them still very healthy with lots of different things. So we'll do that a lot more with Ashton. So this I'm liking. And then you've got two other ones. So this is nice for fruit or whatever. And then another small one that could be for a snack or a treat or a dip. And they come in different colors too, the pink, or then I think there's a more bluish. So I'm going to show you what we use for water bottles. This is what we've been using for the last few years. So these are Clean Canteen, and I love their stainless steel. Just super easy. We've got one for Easton, one for Ashton. They keep stuff cold for a long time. So I love those. This one, she's used it for so long, and it's starting, when she drinks out of it, it kind of has like air. It sounds like she's getting air in. So she's requested another one. So my husband picked this up. I don't know if I love it as much. It's stainless steel interior. It does have this. I don't know if it'll be harder to, actually, if it's just water we put in there, it'd be easy to clean, I guess, with a straw. A few more parts to it. It's BPA free. I still don't, even if it's BPA free, I don't love a lot of plastic, especially with liquids, but I don't know. I don't think it's too bad. The main base is stainless steel. I love the bento box idea. We can get so stuck on just like the sandwiches every day, and there's so many different ideas than that. So have a look at that. There's it uses hummus, not hummus, it uses chickpeas as a base. So like something like that in that little, where is it, in that little snack cup. So easy. You can make up a batch and have it last a few days. They get fiber, they get protein, you know, and it seems like a treat. Chia pudding is another idea, something different. Popcorn, I think we'll do that a little bit more often than, instead of buying like crackers and processed stuff, just simple popcorn. And there's a sweet and salty popcorn recipe in there as well. Overnight oats is another idea for either just a little snacky thing, or that could actually be their main lunch, is overnight oats. There's one that is apple cinnamon overnight oats. So that one has walnuts in it. You'd want to avoid that. I would maybe sprinkle in some hemp seeds or something instead of walnuts. But yeah, that can be, if they like oatmeal, that could be something different. There's some energy bites that are pretty good for snack, just like little ball, energy ball things, and they don't have, a lot of the ones that I make myself have nuts in them. These ones don't. Different muffins. So my plan is each week I'm going to try to make up like one healthy snack. So if that's muffins, if that's bars, and kind of have a little bit of a plan in place like I do with my meal plans. You know, we have it planned out a week before. I'm going to try to have at least one thing sort of planned, and then go from there. And this is going to be so nice to refer to, like smoothies, something different that we don't normally think of. Even chocolate stuffed raspberries is so simple, and it's such a nice treat. So instead of putting cookies, or instead of putting like bear paws or whatever in there, you can just keep it simple, and that can be their treat. So raspberries, and you just put a chocolate chip inside. And you know what, sometimes we'll do granola bars, bear paws, things like that too. I know there's a time and place for that. You get busy, you run out of ideas, but when you do have time, switching it up with things like this is nice. Hummus dippers, I like, if your kids like hummus, if they'll eat it, I like the Costco ones. You get the small packs of individual packs of hummus, and good for crackers, for veggies. Homemade nacho cheese Doritos, gingerbread brownies, boiled eggs if your kids will eat that. And then there's some store-bought, because I know we're all busy, so it's nice to have some store-bought ideas too, like fruit pouches, applesauce, yogurts, mini raisin packs. And then so for lunch ideas, I mentioned a couple, but you could do, sometimes we'll do pancakes, the banana oatmeal pancakes, and then I'll cut them into sticks. And you can do these ahead of time. You can make pancakes Sunday and then do like a double or triple batch and then have some in the freezer. So I'll just cut them up into sticks, and then I'll do maple syrup just a little bit as dip. So that could be just in maybe that little dip container. So it's kind of like, and then I'll toast it in the morning so it's a little bit crispier. And then they can just dip that. So even if it's not warm, you could probably put it in here and it would stay warmer. French toast sticks is another idea. Overnight oats, pita pizzas. For myself, I avoid that because of the gluten and dairy, obviously, but my kids seem to do okay with that, so I'll keep a bit of that in there. If you include them, you could do that on the weekend, make a big batch of them. If you include them in it, if you do up a bunch of like chopped colorful peppers, mushrooms, whatever you think that they might eat, and then ask them to make their own and to choose. If you give them choices, then they're a lot more likely to add on some vegetables and stuff if you get them included. So like I said, you can skip the sandwiches and you can just do a bento box style where you do lots of different snacky things. So for a carb, you can do some crackers like Mary's crackers, or you can do one of the homemade cracker recipes. You can do pita chips, plantain chips. My daughter, she's fairly picky with a lot of food. She likes plantain chips. And then you can add on some boiled eggs in different compartments, deli meat, chicken, some raw veggies, some cheese maybe. And then you can add in guacamole or hummus or even homemade Nutella. That you maybe not be able to do that with the nuts in there, with the hazelnuts, but some different ideas. Annie's mac and cheese is something that I make for my kids occasionally. And if you're doing that, there's also mac and cheese bites, so you can turn that. So say you're having that for supper one night, you could do a double batch of it, and then you just add, the recipe's linked in there, you just add an egg yolk to a batch of it, I believe, and put it in muffin cups and then bake it. So it's like little muffin cup bites. Plantain chips, roasted chickpeas is another idea. And that could be part of their lunch too. If it's a bento style lunch, it's a nice source of protein, and they're nice and crunchy. You can do the sweet and crunchy roasted chickpeas. Veggies, celery with sunflower seed butter, hummus dippers, endurance crackers, guacamole, boiled eggs. So lots of different ideas to get you kind of stuck or out of that rut that you might be stuck in, that I know I get stuck in quite often. So, and then there's some other little tips and tricks. If you scroll down, the silicone cups, you can do the, there's the mason jar one, which isn't, like I mentioned in there, it's not great sending glass with kids, but for yourself, or if you're just kind of at home, it's kind of fun to do. You do like a wide mouth mason jar. And applesauce, if you have an empty applesauce container, just give it a wash, and then that fits on perfectly to the lid of a mason jar. So it can be on top, so you can do cracker, you can do dip on the bottom and crackers on the top, or it could even fit inside. So if you did veggies and then you did some hummus or guacamole, so that's kind of neat. Creating snack stations is kind of a neat idea, and I sometimes do this and sometimes I get away from it. It was really nice even when my kids were little. If your kids are like mine, they're asking for snacks constantly throughout the day. So if you do a snack station, I have like sort of a little snack station in the pantry of healthy snacks, and then one in my fridge as well. The fridge is not quite as accessible, but that's easier for making lunches as well. So if you've got your, so say on Sunday you're chopping veggies, you put those in little baggies or in containers. You've got your cheese sticks, so you can buy the cheese sticks, or you can just cut up your own cheese and wrap them in plastic wrap. If you do, so you've got little trail mix packs, or if you do have some crackers like Mary's crackers, put those in little snack bags, maybe some little boxes of raisins, things like that, yogurts. So if all those are all set to go, especially the pantry ones, if I'm busy and they're asking for snacks, I can just say, go to the snack bin and you can grab something. Makes life a little bit easier. And the last one is lettuce wrap subs. So this is something that I've been loving lately. I just want to find some better quality deli meat, or maybe I should get one of those like meat slicers so I can do my own really thinly sliced turkey breast. Would be nice, but those look really neat. If you're skipping you want to cut down on the carbs and the grains and the gluten and all that. It's a neat idea. So we'll say goodbye for now, and hope you guys have a nice last couple weeks of summer vacation. Bye, talk to you soon.